Juventus 2, Reggiana 2. For the people that watched the live yesterday, you know it. I am absolutely not surprised about the fact that Juventus didn't win today. I told you already yesterday live. I told you if Juventus win, it will be with a really small margin. I see more Juventus not winning the game. And at the end, we see a 2-2. There are some things that we need to speak about. Look, guys, if I tell you that the result is absolutely not something that is surprising me, I must say that at the end, it's a Reggiana in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes that is even trying to win the game more than Juventus winning it. So calma, calma. It's not the moment to overreact, but period. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. To tell you the truth, I watched the first half before going to the beach. Then I watched the goal of Dusan Vlahovic. I left on the 2-1 going to the beach. I watched a few minutes there, so the last 20 minutes that were absolutely not interesting at the beach with the full sun, so it was not a beautiful one. I came back when it started to rain, because now it's raining. That's why I don't show you the beautiful view behind me. Really raining, not beautiful. And I watched again the second half to be sure about what I was saying or what I wanted to say in today's video. So the first thing that we must say is, or the first thing that I kept notice, and I didn't see a lot of people speaking about it online when they are speaking about the game. It's something that I started saying, I believe, a few months ago, a few weeks ago to be precise, about my doubt, and I keep repeating it. And today we saw a confirmation or a non-confirmation yet that Federico Gatti and Pierre Kalulu could possibly be a problem in that starting line, because the best role of Pierre in the three-man defense and the best role of Gatti in that three-man defense is the right center back. And you saw it today, instead of playing with and Bremer and Kalulu and Federico, well, they played actually with first Kalulu next to Bremer and Kelly on the left. In the second half, it's Gatti that is taking the spot of Pierre on the right side. So these two guys, it could potentially be a problem, which means that at the moment on the left side we have a huge problem. If on the right you can count on a Kalulu, you can count on a Gatti, and we are both happy with that. Bremer in the middle, well, who can play there on the left? Bremer has also his substitute, that is to Rugani, for example, that we saw today that we saw starting Kelly, and then in the second half we even had to adapt a Thiago Jallo. So according to me, that's really a problem. They could potentially play the three of them with Kalulu on the left, but that's not his best position, not where he performs the most, and not where I see him the best. And I don't also think that it's where he prefers to play, because playing as an inverted wing, as an inverted foot there on the left for a defender is not as easy. That's the first thing that I noticed. Then a lot of things before really going towards what I liked and I didn't like. Speaking about likes, did you put a like already? Please put a maximum of like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Is the fact that I saw, except a few players, I still continue to see a lot of players that are hiding from the ball. They don't want the ball, and that's something that starts really to annoy me. Am I surprised? In a way, no, because in a way, mercato is, or non-mercato is, giving us the same team more or less than last year, except of a Kostic, except of a Rugani that is back, except of a Fabio Miretti, and then the two new players, Joao Mario and Jonathan David. Except of them, it's exactly the same team that we have there. Even if today there were some players that changed position, but I still see a lot of players, too many players, that are scared about going and asking for the ball, something that is annoying me. I still see no other solution to the duo Thuram and Locatelli that didn't play together today. Locatelli started, and then in the second half it was Thuram, but I don't see at today a player that can play next to them. And that's why when we are hearing about an extra midfielder, I understand it. I really understand it, because if something happened to these two, and for a lot of people, these two are still not what we need, or not enough for what Juventus should have as ambition, well, we have a huge big problem. So I can understand it, because today I see no other alternative to these roles. Nico Gonzalez, we saw him today when I told you about some players that changed position. Well, we saw today that he was used in that first half as a right wing back, and not anymore as a right winger that actually Conceição started with. By the way, Conceição is one of the things that I like today. I was absolutely not surprised, and I will reveal you why in a second. So Nico Gonzalez there as a right wing back. And other things that I saw today is Cope Manners, that is not behind the strikers anymore, because we know it in a lot of games. playing with Tudor, end of Serie A, but also at the Club World Cup, he was played in that position between the striker. Today he played in that two-man midfield next to Locatelli in the beginning. Then I saw also something that in certain moments in that first half and even a bit more in that second half, we saw a Juve going towards a 4-2-3-1. In terms of positioning, we start with a 3-4-2-1 that you can put with both teams that we saw today, but we saw some tactical moments where we changed lineups with the same man on the field, which shows a bit of non that much of rigidity of the coach Igor Tudor, that a lot of time has been criticized of being un talibano tattico, one that is really going with his idea, is never changing. Today he showed that he wanted to change. So what did I like? What did I don't like? I start with the positive today. Of course, is the welcome back of Gleison Bremer. A lot of curiosity. How many minutes did he have? Gazzetta dello Sport anticipated he had 45, and 45 are the minutes that he played today. But of course, where can you see a defender, if he's doing well or not, if he's starting to be ready, if he goes towards the duels? And what we saw today were a few beautiful anticipation with his body. The Gleison Bremer that we know is giving a lot of security, especially in that three-man defense that I have always considered the best position for Gleison. But then also at a certain moment he went into duel. Around the 20th minute, there is a moment where he holds back, and I was a bit scared. I said, he's not mentally ready. But then I saw him at a certain moment going in a full sliding tackle, and I said, okay, Bremer, dai, bentornato, welcome back, Gleison. Of course, he needs a bit of time before being the full 100% Bremer that we know. Another thing that I loved is Conceição, but I told you earlier, I was absolutely not surprised, is as expected. And you say why? Because we know it. If you follow football since a few years, you will know that in the beginning of the season, in the preseason, beginning of the season, the shorter players, the a bit more thinner players, they go back much more in form and faster than other players that need some minutes in their legs and to understand, to actually digest all the training session they are putting. So it's something anatomy, and it will never change. But we saw him. Also, I saw today a bit better decision making, doing the right thing at the right moment. According to me, it's the man of the match, and not only for the goal, but at a certain moment he's trying also. He's trying to dialogue. Bravo, Chico Conceição, that is already in top form. He will have a dip at a certain moment because these players, they suffer physically a bit later in the season. But bravo Conceição, bravo Chico. What I also loved, and it's really strange because you know that I was not a big fan or in favor of having Jonathan David. Today, I saw the first criticism, and I will go, of course, in total difference, in opposition to what I heard, because I saw a beautiful Jonathan David that is offering something that I was missing for one of our strikers, one that wants to dialogue with the team, one that wants to speak, want to play, coming back, able to play with the right, with the foot. We saw the technicity also, the skills that he had on that assist for Chico Conceição, right, left, boom, boom. The assist, beautiful for Jonathan David, a player that we will see a lot of time coming back, going with the ball on the right, on the left, keeping that ball also, not only just with one touch, but also able to master that ball, saying, I want to play. You remember when I told you that a lot of players are hiding for the ball? Well, Jonathan David, he wants the ball. Hopefully, he continues like that because that's what we need. Of course, he's a striker, and strikers for 75% of what they are doing, we are judging them on the goals. And if you have 3 opportunities and you put the 3 of them on the goalkeeper, well, because if we are there after Dortmund, after the next gen game, after Atalanta game with 0 goals on Jonathan David, and we didn't sign a striker yet, I can tell you that we will have a lot of controversy here on the channel and on the front pages. Juve, Jonathan David is never scoring, so he must score. And we know that one of the 3 opportunities he had to put them in the goal. But Jonathan David today impressed me for the way that is linking up with the team. We scored from a score. We scored from a set piece, and the importance of Rugani, or a player a la Rugani. Rugani has always been known for that already when he was playing at Empoli back then. I appreciated that he was there, and that's something that maybe we trained in training session, playing also offensively on set pieces. Dusan Vlahovic was there. Dusan Vlahovic that also tried to play differently, to be more involved in that second half. Did I like the performance of Dusan Vlahovic? Normal, honestly, normal. He didn't impress me. He didn't disgust me. Was a normal performance of Dusan that we know it. If there is an opportunity, will leave Juventus. Another thing that I appreciated was Adzic, that we saw him actually entering instead, or in the position of the Conceição. I saw a physical player, something that is not a mystery because we already saw it last year. Physical player, a player that is technique that was much more involved than in the past. Where in the past I saw a lot of time that we were ignoring a bit Vasi. Well, Vasi is now seen by his teammates in the beginning of that second half until there were these 20 minutes of energies in the leg. You saw that he was combining, he has the ideas, he's opening. Well, one thing that I would maybe ask for him is a try. Adzi, Azic, oh, to guys, it's a holiday. Azic, Vazi, you have the strength, you have the power, you have a fantastic shot. Go for it. Go for it. If you have the opportunity, if you have that open window, go because you have the skills to do it. But I saw a beautiful Azic that I would love to see reconfirmed and seen given a chance. But of course, we don't know what Mercato will offer according to the necessities, yes or no, if other players will come or not, if he wants to go on loan to play more. But that's the bet that I would do. That's my bet, my only bet. Kenan, superior player. You see it in the 20 minutes that he had energy. You see that he's a superior player. Then Miretti, much more mature. You see him physically. You see that it's not anymore the player that is coming from the next gen, the player that is coming from the youth academy. You see a player that is much more mature. He touched a lot of balls in that first half, but I will be unpopular on that. I saw a lot of beautiful words and skills videos and so on already online. And you're right, and because he played a beautiful game, let's be honest. But it's still a player that tactically I'm not sure if he will be able to find space in that Juventus. Today he played in that 4-2-3-1 instead of Koopmeiners. He was the link up offensively. I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure. Let's see. But I put it in the positive. And then what I didn't like is, guys, the second half. The second half, after that we concede that 2-2, stupid goal that we concede, mistakes individually, but we will come back on that. There is zero reaction. There is zero will. The players, don't forget, guys, they were not playing 60 minutes, 75 minutes, 80 minutes. The players that were playing in that second half, they were playing since 20 minutes, guys. We are not speaking about I don't know what. So that non-will of putting a bit of intensity annoyed me a bit because, guys, I know it's a friendly and I don't overreact about today. I don't care. I even predicted that we would not win today. I really don't care about the score. Important is a test. It's an athletic part. He's already seeing some individualities, some patterns. These are the important things, not the result. Not you don't need to kill yourself. But at Juve you want to win every single game, even in training session. Even in training session, and not against Reggiana when you are playing at home without the cameras. So if you're not doing that extra mile after 30 minutes played, it's a bit annoying me. I didn't like a Cambiaso that continues to be the Cambiaso of the first part of Thiago Motta, the one that loves to carry the ball and to do something that I don't know, guys. I really don't know. Looks like he didn't switch up. Looks like he's looking for himself. And what is he able to do really good, usually, is carrying that ball, but also defensively. I was not 100% convinced about Cambiaso. From the moment that we'll see a Cambiaso playing much faster, pam pam, also trying to cross at a certain moment, we'll see a much better Cambiaso that still has it in it. But I still didn't find the Cambiaso that I was in love with. Kelly and Kostic partnership on the left is something that is not working. Let's be honest. I didn't. It's not that I didn't appreciate the performance individual of Kelly. That didn't do a bad game today. But that partnership, Kelly Kostic, guys, let's not even speak about it. And I tell you, defensive errors on that first goal, but even more defensive errors that I saw today. That's something that we need to work on. And it's not only a matter of individual players, it's also the way that we defend that we need to really work on a lot. And then Koopmeiners, guys, Koopmeiners that after 15 minutes where he wanted, where he was involved, but was doing only the academic thing, so the easy thing, you know, if you're doing the easiest thing, you have less probabilities to do mistakes. Well, except of these 15 minutes, from there on, even trying to do the basic things, he's lost on the field. He didn't do one thing right, and it's really a pity. I told you last year already, or during the month of July, that I would love so much for Cope, that would even deserve it as a person, but he needs to convince it at the moment. No, at the moment he's the Cope manners of 24, 25. So wake up, Cope, wake up. McKennie is far from ready. Is it physically? Probably, because we know it when McKennie comes back. He always has that moment where he needs to adapt. Anyway, in Germany, guys, big surprise because today they were not called up for the game of today, but Douglas Luiz, Arthur, and Timothy Weah are already there, already traveling with the team, so they will be there for the retiro. How long will they stay? Question mark, but they are there. The one that are out is Savona, but we knew it because he's still injured. But also Milik, probably still recuperating from that mini injury. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. Let's see. But these are the two players that are not going. The three players that are going. Do we have a lot of work? Yes, we have a lot of work on the field, defensively, offensively, in the midfield, but also on the mercato. We know it. And on the mercato, it will start with the exits. Because if you're looking at 31 players that were called up, 31 players that were called up, it's really a lot. Exit, and then we need to reinforce our team. Ragazzi, if you enjoyed the video, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve. Ciao.